grab your big book, your pen, your highlighter, and notepad and get ready to hear and apply some of the solution from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous through the experience, strength, and hope of Nikki M. To have a question addressed in a future episode of Noodle It Out with Nikki, please send an email to noodlewithnikki@gmail.com, and Nikki is spelled with 2 Ks. To get a more interactive experience with Nikki as she noodles out life and recovery questions using the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you can get a link to her weekly Noodle It Out with Nikki meeting held live on Zoom every Monday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The information to that meeting is in the show notes of this podcast. God morning, God afternoon, and God evening to all. My name is Justin B. I'm the son of an all-powerful, all-loving, perfectly loving God and a qualifying addict of multiple fellowships living in the miracle of recovery. And I'm here with the intelligent agent, spearhead of God's ever-advancing creation, and my co-host, Nikki M. Nikki, say hi and tell us a little bit about what's going on today in your life.
Hi, everybody. I'm an intelligent agent spearhead of God's ever-advancing creation. I'm Nikki M, and I'm just so grateful to be here with Justin B in the solution. See, I have a disease that centers in my mind, and I only get a daily reprieve, so I need to be constantly reminded of who and what I am. So thank you for letting me introduce myself and being reminded that I'm a loving child of God, of the creator of the universe. Oh, I'm a co-creator too. Me and God are creating some radical stuff right now, Justin.
Oh, awesome. Love that, Nikki. All right. So to anybody who's new to Noodle It Out with Nikki, man, we've got at this point over 80 episodes where we address different questions and take them to the big book. So if you have a question, you may want to scan back through those 80 previous episodes and see if it's been addressed already. But if not, send in that question. Send it to noodlewithnikki@gmail.com, and we'll get to it here in a meeting and or in a recording and see what the big book says about the question you have. And that's what this is all about. So let's jump into our question for today, Nikki. His question comes from, I think it was from the Noodle chat, one of the resources that we have for people to ask questions and have those questions answered. It's a WhatsApp group. If you're interested in doing that, that information is in the show notes of this podcast. And the question is, how can I know if I am in fit spiritual condition? So, Nikki, what does the book say about how I can know if I'm in fit spiritual condition?
Wow, that's a great question, because a lot of the time, like recently, Justin, I could have swore to you up and down that I was in fit spiritual condition. I would have said, yeah, things are great. Little did I know, they weren't so great, because this is not easy, everyone. Remember, page 19 of our big book. I want to just go there real quick, because I could have sworn I was in fit spiritual condition, but then I'm in a certain trial and low spot currently, because it says a much more important demonstration. See, if we're in fit spiritual condition, we will be demonstrating our principles in our respective homes, in our occupation, and in our affairs. So I thought I was in fit spiritual condition, Justin. I thought I was demonstrating these principles in my home. And it's in this order, everybody. It's in this order. Number 1, your home. Number 2, your occupation, meaning we have to be, this is the traditions. The traditions always come in fully self-supporting. Okay, that doesn't just mean, and yes, we appreciate your 7th. So if you are keeping us up and running with your 7th, we appreciate it. You have to have a job, a job, to be fully self-supporting inside and outside of the rooms. And then number 3, our affairs, which is the newcomer and everyone we run into. Well, Nikki M thought she was in fit spiritual condition, but I wasn't practicing it in my home. And now I'm in deep, deep trouble because of it. So how do you know you are in fit spiritual condition, Nikki? Well, I should have known, but this is not easy, everybody, because I can tell you right here what was happening to me. This promise was not coming true. I was burning up energy foolishly. See, how do you know if you're in fit? That's on page 88, everybody. 88, infinity. Here we go. You're not, how do you know if you're in fit spiritual condition? You are not going to tire so easily. Like, think about that. Let me go to the very top, okay, Justin, where it says, um, we're in much less danger of excitement. You are in, how do you know you're in fit spiritual condition? This is one of 250 promises. I mean, there's a lot, I mean, there's probably even more in here. There's just so many promises in this book. But how do you know you're not in fit spiritual condition? You are in danger of excitement. Do you get excited easily, you guys? Do you get into fear? Here's a big one. Do you get into anger? See, I was in anger, Justin, and I didn't notice it. I was judging people. I was gossiping. I was slandering. I would take one thought, he is no good. And I would, then life became no good, and everything he did was no good. I couldn't even see it. Worrying is a sin. You know, I have a pastor, and one day she's worried about her son. And I said, but you want me to believe in your God. You want me to believe in your God, but you're worried about this situation over here. God is everything or God is nothing. Why are you worried? See, if you're in fit spiritual condition, when COVID hit and I cried to the man I love, 2.5 years not seeing him, I'm like, what are we going to do? He said, get to God. He never worried. He's in fit spiritual condition. I certainly was not. And I thought I was, because I can read the book. I can teach the book. I can help others. I can show up pretty good in my job, but practicing these principles in my home, wow. And you know, we know, I mean, Justin and I have another podcast too, a roundtable with David G. He'll probably say the same thing. You know, this is not, I mean, Justin and I are in year 12, just waking up, everybody. So how do you know in your fit spiritual condition, you are not making foolish decisions? You're becoming more efficient. You're not burning up energy foolishly. Like, see, this is radical stuff. The promises are coming true. Page 75. For you love addicts out there, I'm one. Hi, I should introduce myself. I'm Nikki M. Not only am I a grateful member, I'm a hardcore love addict. I suffer the disease of alcoholism, and I cannot take it or leave it. And I'm not just talking sexual love. I'm talking the love of a child, love of a dog, love of anything. I get nuts in the grip of a progressive illness. So, page 75, if I'm at perfect peace and ease alone, then I'm in fit spiritual condition, aren't I? Justin, I want to get in here real quick because you told me you had a call with somebody today, a fellow, and I want to read this, and then I want to poke your brain about this, noodle this out with you. Page 82. See, if you think you're in fit spiritual condition here, the addict, the alcoholic is like a tornado. You're not in fit spiritual condition. You're roaring your way through the life of others, everyone. Hearts are broken. You're not in fit spiritual condition. Sweet relationships are dead. You're not in fit spiritual condition. Oh, you got $100,000. You got a new Bugatti. You got a great new promotion at your job. You were what? Community team leader? But your wife hates you? Your kids aren't speaking to you? Affections have been uprooted? Selfish and inconsiderate habits? Sober, Nikki. See, your selfish and inconsiderate habits, sober. Stone cold sober in Luxembourg. He won't even let you have coffee. My boyfriend thinks there's something wrong with caffeine, and he's right. Stone cold sober. You see, we feel the book, this lifestyle, living for God. We feel a person is unthinking when we say that sobriety is enough. It's not enough. This is so radical. So your fit spiritual condition is not because you're just sober, not just because you're not sleeping with the secretary at work. Oh, you stopped watching porn on your break at university, professor? Like, these are the people I sponsor. You lost your 100 pounds and that's enough? Justin, come in.
Yeah, this is so good. And like you said, this morning I had a call with a fellow who was just dying, and I asked him how his spiritual condition was, how fit his spiritual condition was. He's like, "Man, I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, and I head out the door to work. There's not time to spend with God. And so I sat with him for for probably 45 minutes talking on the phone with him. And where I felt to take him was page 84 and 85 in this. And the paragraph at the bottom, the last phrase in the paragraph that begins at the bottom of 84 ends on the top of 85 is, that is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. Well, how do we react? And I'm going to go back real quick through this paragraph. We cease fighting anything or anyone, even self, even alcohol, even sex, even whatever it is that think I'm fighting. For by this time sanity will have returned. Am I fighting things? Am I sane? Um, will seldom be interested in whatever it is. Am I fighting off the interest that I have in whatever that is? If tempted, I recoil from it as from a hot flame. And this is really important for me. That doesn't mean I turn tail and run as fast as I can, screaming and yelling, because the next phrase, we react sanely and normally. No, if I see a hot flame, reacting sanely and normally and recoiling from it does just means I don't put my hand in it. I stay back and let others take care of that flame, because I am not I've burned that life to the ground to where I'm the one that can put out that flame. I got to let God put that flame out. And we'll find that this has happened automatically. We will see our new attitude toward self, toward liquor, towards whatever it is, has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. I am not white knuckle grinding it out, going, oh, I just have to get over this. It's coming. It just comes. That's the miracle of it. I'm not fighting it. Neither am I avoiding temptation. I'm not taking a different route to work because I'm afraid of seeing this billboard or that person or that location. I'm just going to work. Why? Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Right now, I'm going to work. And I'm not there to drink in whatever's around me. I've been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. I haven't even sworn off. Instead, the problem has been removed. It does not exist for me. But that doesn't mean that I'm cocky. It says I'm neither cocky nor am I afraid. That's our experience. That is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. So, my answer to that question is, are these things in your life? Or are you grinding away, white knuckle, trying to just overcome this one more problem in my life that just seems to be ruining my life? Or am I letting God, that power greater than myself, to take care of these things and take them from me? Nikki, any thoughts? Any further thoughts on that?
I need you. I needed to read that because I didn't recoil last time I saw the man I love. I went into all of these, the opposite of what the promises just said I did. So I'm grateful because again, page 133, if anybody's sitting here like me going, what did you just do? If you're waking up from the car accident going, what did I just do? Did I just murder 3 people drunk driving? And you're not, like it's that bad, just emotionally. Did you just annihilate your family with your tongue, with your words? Like, did you annihilate the person at the counter, at the bank counter, because they couldn't access your check or your money quick enough? Like, are you like, this is serious stuff? But I love this because page, of course, 133 says, when trouble comes, when I'm not spiritually fit, I'm to cheerfully capitalize on it. Thank you, God. This is an opportunity for me to demonstrate this program, God's omnipotence, the spiritual principles. I say it all the time. My friend Joyce says, without the test, you won't have the testimony. See, I need the test to have the testimony. And I love a testimony. I love when people witness. That's what we do here. We witness for each other. So my final thoughts here too, Justin, is on page 100. See, oh, and also I want to say page 125, because my past is my greatest asset. So if you're here like me and you're like, I'm doing so good and I messed up, or even our David G, 25 years sober in the rooms, not practicing all these principles in all our affairs. And he'll say, he'll say like, it's just getting better and better. It's just more is being revealed, and a new discovery all the time of how deep, page 114, the power of God goes. Like the power of God runs deep, everybody. So on page 100, it says, assuming I'll put Nikki and Justin, are spiritually fit Justin just said it. We can do all sorts of things addicts are not supposed to do, like drive by that billboard, like go through that old neighborhood, like drive by his house, and we don't even think about it. Actually, we're like, thank you God for that experience. Thank you God, nothing happens in your world by mistake. I'm so grateful for these tests. They've given me a testimony. I'm so grateful for these mistakes. They've been part of my education. I'm so grateful that I've burned my life into the ground because it's going to help somebody else. And this last little bit that I've been messing up on, Justin, it's helped a lot of people recently. I'm shocked that my pain has been turned into, oh my God, into glory, into what do they say? Beauty for ashes. Like it's crazy what I'm learning in this time right now. And I love this. It says we meet these conditions every day. Like what conditions? Liquor's being served. You're going to a wedding, your ex is going to be there. You have to see your ex-husband. The school Christmas play is happening. You have to talk to your ex-business partner. You have to see grandma who insulted you. Whatever it is, you have to. I don't know what the scenario is. It can be, there's a million. I want everyone to understand this too. Anything you think is possible with God, remember, all things are possible. So any scenario that you can play out in your head can happen, good or bad. Any scenario, good or bad, can play out. Remember, God is everything or God is nothing. So if you are spiritually fit on page 101, right? You can do anything because it says we meet these conditions every day. An addict who cannot meet them still has an alcoholic mind. See, this is in your mind, page 23. This centers in your mind. So to the fellow who you spoke to this morning, or the fellows I speak to all the time, it's like, and I was doing that. I was doing it when I was away, Justin. Everybody, if you're on vacation, you don't get a vacation. I'll just get up. I was just getting up and playing wife. I was not in the world to play the role goddess side. I did not get up, drop to my knees, third step prayer, whatever it looks like for you, because I don't drop to my knees, but mentally I do. Since I've been home, I mean, like I'm spending 2 or 3 hours in the morning just so I can function. Does that make sense? Like, this is crazy. And then at night, I'm doing it because I wasn't doing these things and I took some time off from doing these things. I'm still sponsoring. I'm still volunteering. I'm still the servant to Auntie, 95-year-old Auntie every Tuesday. I'm still doing the dues, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not upon awakening. I'm not midday focus pausing. I'm running around agitated. I'm not and no one's going to do this perfect. But if you're like me and you're like Justin and you're like our other friends here, when trouble comes, we capitalize on it. We don't run out of the rooms, and then we remember here. See, there's some things about being spiritually fit on page 101. The very bottom paragraph says, well, our rule is not to avoid a place where there's anything that could be, I hate the word trigger, and you guys know that, but that could incite something in you, something in you that gets tickled. But here it is, bottom paragraph, page 101. Have I any good social, business, or personal reason for going to that place? Remember, we entered a spirit world. So if you're spiritually fit every day, you better make sure you have a good reason. Or are you, number two, expecting to steal a little vicarious pleasure? See, your mind, remember, it's got to be on your mind all the time. What's on your mind? What are you doing in your mind? Our book says on page 68, we demonstrate what God would have us be. See, I've read that for 12 years as I demonstrate what God would have me do. Remember, I come from Al-Anon, Justin, and it says, there's a book there that says, when I got busy, I got better. Now that I'm in the big book, I'm still in Al-Anon, but it's like, when I got busy, I was just blotting out the consciousness of my existence, managing, mothering, martyring, manipulating, which turns to murder, she wrote. So no, I'm not like, do I have a good reason? Like I love someone in Noodle chat today. They said, and I wish I had the book here. It's downstairs because we do read other books, people. But in the Noodle chat, we keep it big book. It's a WhatsApp group. You can get all the information here to join, but we only speak big book. It's like if you're going to learn French, We're only going to be in a chat that only speaks French. Why would we start bringing in Russian and, Cantonese? So we need to learn to speak Big Book. And a woman this morning posted in there something about courage to change, a different book. And in the group description of our chat, it says we only speak Big Book here. So you're entering a chat, you're not even armed with the facts. That's like you're entering a room, you don't even know what's going on. You're not even conscious. But in the book Courage to Change, since it was brought up today, and this is a God shot, January 12th, and I wish I had it in up here, it's downstairs. It says something about a beehive. It's about, Al-Anon. And if you don't stick your nose into the beehive, you won't get stung, everybody. Like, mind your business. How do you stay spiritually fit? You remember to take your sincere position every day and know what you're here to do. It's not to arrange life to suit yourself or suit your neighbors or suit the world, right? Like, we're here in the world to play the role God assigned, says page 68. Justin, I'm sure when you came into this world, you were in the world to play a son. Now you are in a world to play a dad and a husband. Now you're in the world to be grandpa. You see, like, it changes constantly, everyone. This is so, I want to just go deep and then Justin come in here with some final thoughts. But remember, you took us to page 85, but I think it's page 84 that says, we entered the world of the spirit. Like, this is, go deep on here, you guys. We entered this world of the spirit. Like, think about that, Justin. Like, spirit world. We're not to walk, talk, be like anybody else. This is a program. And we're trying to level up every time in these video, like Mario Brothers. Like, we'll get a test, and if we fail it, we just get back on and we go to the next level. New devil, next level. We keep going in this spirit world until we get to these levels and this dimensions. It says we're rocketed into a fourth dimension. I'm doing work on that now, Justin. Like, what does it mean to be in a fourth dimension? And then I found out there's 12, or I don't even know. It's like, it's crazy, the spirit world. So what do you think about, because go the question one more time, and then I think we answered it. If you're not living in the promises, you're not spiritually fit. If you are recoiling, if you're not recoiling, if you're going places trying to get some little pleasure, you're not spiritually fit. If you're not following the instructions of the Big Book, and you'll never do it perfectly, because it says you'll make mistakes. And if you're sitting there wanting to die because you made a mistake, then you're not spiritually fit. Well, Justin and I can kind of like brush it off like a duck off a water's back and just get up and suit up and show up again.
Yeah, and I'm Nikki, I'm so grateful you took us to pages 100 and 101. Those are things that I this morning, well, I don't wish I would have remembered those at that point, but I kind of referred to them because, I'm one who and I'll just share my own spiritual fitness, whatever that means. Um, if I ever say, you know what, I'm just gonna go down to the beach on this beautiful summer's day and just sit and enjoy the surf and the whatever by myself, that is not where I belong. That is not what God wants for me. Now, if I'm with my family and they say, "Hey, let's all go to the beach and enjoy some time at the beach," I can then go to the beach and be there for the reason I'm there, to be with my family. And I need to be where my feet are and not let my brain run everywhere else. And that's what that means to me currently, to that I can go to places that other addicts just can't go. Um, but I only do it when there's a good reason to be there. That question, do I have a good social, business, or personal reason for going to this place? If I'm there with my family, yeah, but I am there for my family. I'm not there for my own pleasure. I'm there to serve my family and where I to be where my feet are and do that. Any other thoughts on that, Nikki, before we wrap this up?
Yep, you just said it. You talk Big Book, and then my mind goes right to the page 130. Here it is. See, Justin and I have spent much time in the world of spiritual make-believe, fantasy addiction, what life should look like. You guys, I don't even need to go there with you guys. It's that we all do it. And we have eventually seen the childness of it. See, we know, Justin just said it, like it's childlike childness for him to go, I'm just going to go to the beach and sit there and just like, no, you're not going to do that. Like that's a dream. That dream world has been replaced with a sense of purpose. I am the patriarch of this family. I'm a man of God. I suit up and show up, and accompanied by a growing consciousness. I'm awake. I'm not a mindless zombie that fornicates, defecates, and does whatever an ape does. You're a man of God. You're conscious of the power of God in your life. And Justin and Nikki have come to believe that this power, this higher power, this God consciousness would like us to keep our head in the clouds. What does that look like for me and Justin? Wow. That we're living heaven on earth, that nothing is missing, that everything is exactly how it should be, and that our feet, soldiers of God, are firmly planted on this earth, doing the next right thing, page 420, and leaving the results up to God. However that turns out, that's God's will for me. See, that's where our fellow travelers are. We have entered a program. We have made a commitment to be 12-step members of a 12-step program. That is where our work must be done. These are the realities for Justin B and Nikki M. And we have found nothing in this world incompatible between a powerful spiritual experience and a life of sane and happy usefulness. We live in reality, soldiers of God, higher consciousness, being spiritually fit, never perfect, progressing along spiritual lines. We, not me.
Nikki, I don't know how else to wrap this up other than with the generic wrap up I do. Everybody, this works. Keep coming back. Stay. It works when you work it, so work it. You are worth it.